Good day, grade 12s. My name is Carden Madzokere, and I'm the author and publisher of the Distinction Bound Student Textbooks. And I would like to welcome you to one of my lessons where I'm just preparing you for the exam by having a look at past paper questions. And definitely this is how the exam is structured anyway. In section B, we have data response questions. I'm going to explore them. And this is 1.2, which happens to be page 10, I think, in the workbook. So I've made a workbook from past papers, and I'm making use of it. Please let me know if you need copies. Now, this is a follow-up to 1.1. 1.1 was a follow-up to summary for circular flow. I've put it in a playlist format, so I arrange them like that. First, I start with the summary, then the next video is 1.1, so this is our 1.2. Now, let's have a look. So study the table below and answer the questions that follow. Now, as we study this, we see some clues before we even go anyway. So already we know this is the income method because we have three methods of calculating GDP, which is income, production, and expenditure method. So before we even check what's in the table, we already know it's an income method that was used. Again, we see we have 2 years. In case they want us to calculate something, we must be careful in the question. Are they asking 2012 or 2013? Or 2013. Okay, so that said, let's have a look. Okay, another thing, I can just talk about some things. Now, if we see here, compensation of employees, this means gross salaries and wages, if they ask you, right? The next thing I see here is net operating surplus. This means profit. The next thing I see here is consumption of fixed capital. It means depreciation. The next thing I see here is other taxes on production. An example of this would be employment tax or pay as you earn or personal income tax. Then I also see subsidies on production, and it says less, so it tells us, oh, we subtract them. Okay. Now, subsidies on production, an example is an employment subsidy. Then we have taxes on products. An example is VAT. Then we have subsidies on products. An example can be milk subsidy. Okay. With that in mind, let's have a look at the questions. Okay. Our first question is, which method of calculation was used in the table above? So the answer is income method. We anticipated this and it came. Now, the number 2, give one example of taxes on products. Be careful. Don't say pay as you earn, because pay as you earn is an example on taxes on production. Here we're saying products. Be careful. So a simple example is VAT. Don't look for other examples, please. Just keep it simple. VAT. Number 3, name the missing A. Okay, we know that. First and foremost, we have market prices, so it cannot be. We have factor cost, so it cannot be. So what's missing is basic prices. So what we simply have to write here is GDP at basic prices. The next one, how would we convert GDP to GNP? We did this in the first video where we were preparing for an exam. So when we come to the exam, they ask us, how do you convert gross domestic product to gross national product? I explained this before. Domestic means production within the borders of a country. National means production by citizens of a country. So how would we convert domestic to national? Well, we take the GDP, which includes production by non-South African citizens in South Africa, because it says domestic, right? Then, so we also have to think, oh, we have South Africans outside South Africa, so we want national, so everyone come back home. So what we do is we say gross domestic product plus primary income from the rest of the world. What it means is income that went to South Africans outside South Africa. Then we subtract primary income to the rest of the world, meaning, not income, because it doesn't say gross national income. It says product. Okay, I'll rephrase. So we say gross domestic product plus primary income to the rest of the world, meaning to the rest of the world, yeah. Primary income, oh no, we start with primary income from the rest of the world, meaning income from everywhere else that went to South Africans. Then we subtract primary income to the rest of the world, meaning income to people who are not South Africans who are in South Africa. I hope you get it. Right, then calculate compensation of employees as a percentage of GDP at market prices, okay? In 2013, show calculations, compensation of employees. So that's the first item. So what we need to do, we look at compensation of employees, then we look at market prices. So we're taking the first and the last, and we calculate this contribution to this. Then we go back and check which year. They say 2013. So we come back, this is 2013. So this is the figure we use. 157.876 divided by this figure here, 3385. So this divided by this times 100. That's it. It's simple. 4 marks. Okay, let me show you the answers. There we have them. So our answer is 46.55 or 47 if you want to round off. But okay, I see here I made a mistake. I don't know how I canceled the 1. So there's 1 here. Please take note, because if we come back here, we see that we have a 1 there. Yes. So it's a mistake. Yeah. We have a 1 here. So please take note. Okay. So there we have it. All our answers. We say this is the income method. We said, here what it's saying is if someone wrote GDP, then with an I, this I is representing income method. Then examples, here are other methods. Mina, I gave you VAT. Then GVA at or GDP at basic prices. That's what was missing. Here we say GDP plus primary income from the rest of the world, meaning income that went to South Africans who are living outside South Africa. We subtract primary income to the rest of the world, meaning income that was paid to foreign nationals living in South Africa, because it says domestic here and we want to remove the domestic and put the national. So that's how we do it. Here's the formula. And that's it, boys and girls. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please comment. Let us know what you think we need to add, what you think we need to subtract. Thank you. God bless.